Welcome back, everybody. Happy Monday, July 28th, 2025. Born on this date in 1984, Houston Texans head coach and former Crimson Tide All-American D'Amico Ryans of Bessemer. It's Buffalo Soldiers Day, as proclaimed by President Bush in 1992. It honors the contribution of those who served in the segregated black military units assembled after the Civil War through the Korean War. Today, let's get caught up on the weekend news, look at a local political trend, and even revive our place name series and talk about Escambia County. That's another one that has several theories. My name's Ike Morgan, and we're down in Alabama.
Hey, it's Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. Now, I was looking for fun ways to tell you that Mint's offer of unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month is back. So I thought it would be fun if we made $15 bills. But it turns out that's very illegal. So there goes my big idea for the commercial. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
To remind us all that this has been a fairly normal July, we're now in a heat wave that could bring you the highest temperatures you've seen this year, reports AL.com's weather reporter Lee Morgan. Between now and Wednesday, Alabama could make its first serious foray into triple digits. The heat index will top 100 and push 105 to 110 almost everywhere the next 2 days. Much of central and north Alabama were already under a heat advisory through Tuesday evening. So hydrate, find some shade, try to stay out of the midday sun, maybe keep an extra shirt or two in the truck. Come Thursday, the heat might back off just a little, closer to 90 than 100 in most places. You may have received a blue alert on your device Saturday. That's sent when a law enforcement officer is shot, the suspect is at large, and authorities believe there's a danger to the public. The Alabama Law Enforcement Agency issued the alert seeking a suspect in the shooting of a Scottsboro police officer, reports AL.com's Tandra Smith. Daniel Victor McCarn was taken into custody later Saturday. Early Saturday morning, Scottsboro police responded to a domestic call. According to police, McCarn fled in a vehicle, leading to a police chase. They said he crashed, left his vehicle, and opened fire on police, striking one officer. The Clarion newspaper reported that injuries to the unnamed officer were not life-threatening. A man indicted in 2008 in Jefferson County on child sex crimes, who's been on the lam ever since, was arrested by U.S. Marshals down in Sarasota County, Florida, reports AL.com's Carol Robinson. Authorities said that during those 17 years, more than 30 task force officers and senior inspectors worked on the case to search for Jay Kloss. Kloss was 50 years old when he disappeared from Birmingham and 67 years old when he was arrested on Friday. Investigators used age progression photos from the FBI's Birmingham field office to match him up with recent photos. They said developments broke in the case nearly a year ago, and this month they confirmed his identity. Authorities said the arrest took place without incident. Well, the old adage says that even at the national level, all politics is local. Former Speaker of the U.S. House of Representatives Tip O'Neill was known for using that one, although it predates him by at least a few decades. And it's often not an unhealthy thing for representatives to maintain a connection with state leaders or consider how an issue is going to play back home. But now we're years down the road and national left-right politics permeate our lives. It's also really, really easy to follow. It's what everybody's talking about on TV and social media. It's easy for us to cast ideologies in terms of good and evil. And frankly, it just makes for sexier news and analysis than your average city council meeting. In some ways, when you're talking local politics, you might start to suggest that all politics is national. It's not a brand new thing in Alabama, but AL.com's John Sharp has a report out that shows left-right politics is reaching into more places you wouldn't expect. Brian Taunton is running for mayor in Sylacauga. He said he doesn't remember when he ran previously ever being asked whether he was conservative or liberal. But this time around, voters want to know his position on national issues. In Baldwin County, the officially nonpartisan city-level elections are inching toward partisan. Republican groups have organized candidate forums. The Baldwin County Democrats have endorsed candidates in Bay Minette and Daphne, and a Fairhope Council candidate has included the GOP elephant symbol on his campaign visuals. This is all for nonpartisan races. Now, is this trend good or bad? Well, that's your call. Nonpartisan elections, supporters point out, cost less with the lack of primaries and primary runoffs, and reward public service over stated ideology. Baldwin County GOP Chair Kathy Morlock, however, points out that issues extend beyond development and traffic. Voters want to know where candidates stand on social issues that are both national and local, she said, and those voters understand how the parties typically align on those issues. And indeed, in Fairhope and other places around the state, there's an ongoing debate over where to draw the lines on sexual material in the children's section of libraries. Now, for more on the topic, check out Sharp's story over on the website at al.com/news. Before we go, let's do another Alabama place name. Today, let's look at Escambia County and the possible origins of its name. Now, we're down in southwest Alabama. A geographic peculiarity with Escambia County is that it shares the name of another county right over the state line in Florida. Florida's Escambia County was organized first, although Florida wasn't a state yet, in 1821 and covered half of what would become the Sunshine State. Escambia County, Alabama, was formed from parts of Baldwin and Conecuh counties in 1868. Now, the only obvious part of the name's origin is that it comes from the Escambia River, although that waterway is known as the Conecuh River in Alabama. Conecuh and Escambia, the counties, rivers, and words, seem to cross over a few times in this story. As to the origins of the word Escambia, there are different theories depending on from which American Indian tribe's language the theorists believe it was derived. Let's start with the Choctaw. William A. Reed's Indian Place Names in Alabama offers theories that involve the Choctaw word oski for cane and either amo to gather or ambiha to be in. Now, as some have interpreted, it would have meant cane brake or a thicket of cane. Meanwhile, Alabama's Escambia County on its website credits the Creek Indians with naming the river Shambia, which means Clearwater. Let's add one more theory to that. The Florida archives include a description and history of Florida's Escambia County that was written in the 1930s. It suggests that probably the county received its name from the river, which received its name from the Spanish word cambrier, which means to barter. Now, if we get to pick one of those three, I'm going with the Choctaw words meaning cane brake. That's entirely reasonable, a word for a river, particularly one in this region in the 19th century. And what about Conecuh, the county from which Escambia was created and the river that flows into the Escambia? Well, again, there are several theories. I'll mention just one of these. It could have come from the Creek words meaning cane brake. I think we might be onto something there. Thank y'all so much for listening to us. Quiz answers are in today's newsletter. If you took that on Friday, y'all stay cool out there. We'll be right here bright and early in the morning. Until then, come by and see what we're up to anytime you want to on the World Wide Web at al.com.